Alright. Hopefully my audio sounds decent. We'll see. I'm gonna take off my headphones either way. You guys can listen to the music, I'm all set. It's looking like everything is working the way it should. So, what I'm hoping to do this stream is to just make some progress on getting towards the alpha release for the game, which we're hoping to do by the end of next month. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff to work on. I've got a whole list on my phone. But there's a lot of stuff right now that just has to get finished. Namely, I've got to get the single Spuddies working. So if you guys have seen the Spuddies enemy here, you know, I've got them and they work, but they're supposed to be able to fight by themselves individually, every single one of them. And so I've kind of got to get that functional. And like they have animations for that, but you know. They're not really done. So it's gonna take a little bit. Sooner than later, they'll be able to attack all by themselves instead of in a pair, but it's just gonna take some time. It's easier to see my face now with it in the top right. That's weird. I would have thought that with the shorts format, all the UI is on the right hand side, but I guess in streams it's gonna be a little bit different. All right, so let's see. So where was I on these guys? Hopefully you guys can see the code as I do it here. I spent some time setting up the way that the stream is formatted so that hopefully you guys will be able to see everything here, but it's a work in progress. It might be a while until it looks like good. So we'll see how long that takes. At the moment though, I need to make sure that all of their stuff works. I moved over to the PC to listen while I work on the mole art. It never even occurred to me that short streams work on PC, but I guess I've seen you watching them, so, I mean, fair enough. Pluto9 says, what we making? This is a turn-based deck-building roguelike called mole_game, as I usually say it in my regular shorts. Here, I can... As long as there's no errors, I can play it right now, and hopefully it'll... Oh, no. It's on the wrong screen. Un moment. There we go. Because I tried to reach over and do this. So you can see it's a turn-based sort of thing. Got these vegetable enemies and we can attack them. The projectiles are a work in progress. They look a little janky right now. That's the end of my turn. They'll get to attack me. And you can get some rewards. It's an alright game at the moment. I think there's actually a few outstanding bugs that need working on. But I forgot what they are, so I'll have to look into that in a little bit. Yeah, that animation needs to be faster. It's not terribly slow, but it's pretty slow. So, here we go. We have the primary and secondary sprite thing. That's so far working out. I think what I need to do is make it so it's able to use a secondary idle. I think that's where I was at last time I was working on this. But I don't think it's in the main animator. I think it's specific to enemies because there's no plans on having a second character in your own party. So let's see what we can do. Go down to our enemy animator. Let's see. Set primary sprite frames. Yep, set secondary sprite frames. Set hit slash. Not 100% where I was on this. So I know I was partially through the process of getting this moved over, but I think there was something that I was caught up on. Possible second animation. Second animator. So oh, you know what it is? So I need to add a I need to add a way for it to decide what idle animation to use based on what state the character is in, because right now it's just basically hard-coded to use the idle animation, like called idle directly. So I think that's where I'm at. I think I need to get that moved over. So why don't we do string name. We'll just make it blank by default. And I think what I'll do is anytime it goes to call the idle animation, if this is set to anything other than this blank string, then it will do it. That way, I think that'll work out. 'Cause it's pretty, you know, it's inexpensive to compare against a string name. So let's see. Okay, so this actually can be in the main animator, not in this child object. We'll go to character. And we will drop that there. Let's see. Oh, so this is... Nope, this is the wrong one. I need to go to this script. There we go. So use secondary idle. This is why I was confused. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I already made a base, you know, variable for it. I couldn't find where I had put it. So let's see. When we restart idle animation, play idle animation. So why don't we do it like this? I believe that'll work. No? Do I have to do it with the colon there? I know there's a way to do inline ifs like that in Godot, but I always forget what it is. Let me take a look at that. Let's see. Oh, okay. So I just had it backwards. It's like this. There we go. So play idle animation, if not using secondary idle, else use secondary idle. So that makes sense. We'll do it there. Believe this is the only place where I call idle animation. Okay, so that should be good. So what I can do then is come down and make a new enemy attack, which I'll just duplicate the existing one and change the animation, and that should be good for now. Come here, and we'll do, I believe it's just called solo attack. Yeah, solo underscore attack. That should do it, I believe. And why the heck not? I'll make it lower damage. And so, what I should be able to do on the Spuddies is give them a way to set the variant in real time and change everything around. Hey, how's it going? Love from India. Very cool. Okay, so I think what I can do, I think I can make it so if you set the variant, it can reinitialize the attacks, I think. You know what I could do? I'll just make the other variants just be the individual ones, and then that should do what I want it to do, I believe, because it's just got to set the primary to chip or mash or you know, fry or waffle, whichever, and then that should do it, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so what we'll do, I think I have to set up the attacks every time. I think that's really my problem here. I'll make a new function for that, and we'll just do it on its own here, and that should make this a little bit easier to manage. So we'll do I think I will still need, actually I shouldn't. I should just need the index. Shouldn't even need the scene. Turns void. And what we want to do is the same thing that we do below. Match variant. So 0 through 3, these are the combinations of the different Spuddies, so like all of these guys. It's like every combo. But to have them go solo, I'm gonna have to do some extra funky stuff. So let's see. Attacks equal. So what I'll do is I'll clear the attacks array as soon as you set the variant attacks, right? And that should make it so I can just load the hit. Cut that out of there. I will load the hit for the first 4 variants. and I will load the second. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. So I've just got to do the same thing for the first combo. And that should do what I need it to do. Double hit is true for all of them. They all have the double hit. At least the these first variants all do. And these guys have the attack up ×2. That should do what I need it to do. This should handle the basic side of it. So instead of initialize attacks, I'll actually put this at the end of this function right here. And at the end of this one, I will call set variant attacks index. So now when you set the variant, it'll also set up their individual attacks. And now that should mean I can add the other variants, which will be chip, then mash, then no, it should be mash, chip, waffle, fry. That should be the setup here. So variant number 4 is going to be fighter name equals mash scene.set primary sprite frames to load fry. I literally just said mash. What if we made it so the health of the onion made the layers peel more? We could do that, but the onion does heal itself. It's got the band-aid attack. So it's like doable, but it's not it's gonna look a little weird. I think that should do it. Yeah, so this is how I'm gonna handle the individual guys. So we will just do the same thing 3 more times. And these are going to be 5, 6, and 7. And chip, waffle, and fry. Alright, and then chip will get the chip frames, waffle will get the waffle frames, and fry will get the fry frames. Good enough. There's a less verbose way of doing this, but this works fine. So I'll leave it as is. I can't believe I had that animator panel up that whole time, my bad. Now I've got to set the attacks. And the nice thing is, because these don't have unique attacks, I should just be able to do 4, 5, 6, and 7. I think I can just do it like that. Attacks.append preload. This should just be load, not preload. And we'll grab that new attack and slap it right there. I think that'll do it. I think that should be everything, because now all of these variants, they're going to have these attacks, and all of these variants will just have this one attack, which is the solo attack. And I think that should do it. Let's see if it'll just function. There's now a total variant of 8. Almost forgot to change that. Let's take a look at this. So, interesting. So their names are... Oh no, their names aren't swapped. He's just not centered. Oh, there it goes. That's so weird. It didn't update until it wanted to. Okay, so I'm gonna see if he'll do his attack at least. Oh yeah, there he goes. His attack is so slow that the other attack interrupted it. Okay, so that's gotta change. I do like the secondary idol is working at least. It looks so sad by himself there. Look at him. Poor guy. Okay, so I do need to make it so it immediately plays the idle animation to swap it over to the solo variant. I think that's the only way that's gonna work. Yeah, so why don't we do that? Potato Bro needs Lexapro. Aw. So... what is the animation called here? Alone idle is what I called it. I also had some bugs happen. Apparently, it wants me to have... Oh, I see. So because I didn't set the animator itself to null, and it's just the sprite frames, it's not liking it. I mean, I could just be lazy and go and frames does not equal null. That should work fine for now. Because this only runs right when you're instantiating, so it doesn't really matter if it's doing extra checks. I'm not really that concerned. What we could do... make everything one big switch statement. Yeah, that's a great idea. Why don't I just do that for my entire game? If 0, even. If 1, odd. If 2, even. If 3, odd. That's the only way to do that. There's no better way. I checked. That's all there is, man. I don't know what to tell you. Alright, so... Hey, thank you very much, Victory Lane 4. I appreciate it. Apparently Bart thinks so too. He just came in here. Let me see if I can get him on camera. Come here, bud. Come on. You wanna get on camera? He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. Come on. Come here, bud. If I can get him to jump up here, that'll be the That'll be the best moment of my life. Come here. He doesn't like live streams. He only likes videos. Here we go. Mr. Bart. He's like, no! He's like, I have a face made for radio! Poor cat. Alright. So... we'll call it like that. And what we'll do is it will just immediately try to play animation. That should do it. So this will just make it so that if there's an alternate animation to play right at the start, then we can do it. And that might also help with something that's going to happen in the boss fight, which we'll be working on coming up. But for now, we'll go down to our Spuddies script. And I'm going to make it so... oh, you know what I can do? I can do it down here. So scene dot switch. I got to save and then it'll come up. Yeah, there we go. And we will call it. Is it idle alone? Is that what I called it? We'll go back and check the animation. Not that. Alone underscore idle. I always do it backwards. Cool. Alone idle. So now, if I'm correct, all of the Spuddies should be able to do their solo thing. It's just going to be a little awkward. So let's see what we can do. Interesting, so now the second character didn't disappear. Whoa. Alright, so we're gonna have to handle that before we move on. Hi, Bart. Have you decided your face isn't made for radio? I know that if I take this blanket behind me and put it on my lap, then he'll join, but it's getting pretty warm out here. So I'm kinda not gonna do that, Mr. Bart. I'm sorry. Maybe next time. Okay, so what I gotta do is go into the animator sprite and just not be stupid. Easier said than done, I'll be honest. Where was it here? Did I put it specifically in the enemy animator? Of course I did. Where the heck was it? Oh, it was right here. So this part should happen regardless. So what we'll do is we'll come down here and we'll say if frames does not equal null, then play that. That way it'll still get rid of the second character when they're not being used. But other than that, everything will function. So we'll try it again. See what we get. Alright, so Chip is by himself. So if we end our turn, he'll attack us very slowly. Weird, it didn't interrupt his idle animation that time. I know exactly why, I just didn't expect that. I thought that I had accounted for that already, but it looks like I didn't. So that's one of those fun things that happens when you have a lot of logic regarding what animation is allowed to play when. So why don't we Why don't we figure that out here? How do I have this? Oh, okay. So I do actually name this here. Use secondary idle. It's a Boolean, but it doesn't change this. Petition to make the onion's arms and legs roots. Well, the legs I can see because onions, you know, they have that like root thing at the bottom, you know? But arms, they kind of come out of the side. I don't know about that. I think he should still have his uncanny human hands. You should still just have like these fingers. The roots thing though, I mean, that's not even a far stretch from what he's got now, so I'm fine with that if you want to change that up. The carrot could too. You could have his legs be like pale, like carrot roots. But, you know, it's up to you what you want to do. Hey, how's it going? First time, long time. That's literally impossible. Thanks, man. I really appreciate you stopping by. We gotta hang out again soon. Real soon. Immediately. Get over here. Let's see. I don't know why. I was looking at the wrong screen. Let's see. So this is not the right way to approach this. That's my problem. And I know that I like just wrote that, but it's wrong. And it's been wrong. It's always been wrong. I need to add an actual function for doing this. So set use secondary idle. And what we'll do is this will just make it so we call idle animation name and use secondary idle. It's true. So this Boolean is probably not useful anymore. Like, I don't think I actually need this Boolean at all. In fact, I'm gonna get rid of it. Well, yeah, no, I'm gonna... Yeah. I'm gonna get rid of this. I don't think it's actually useful in that regard. Cool. Setting my onion concept to Discord in a few minutes. Do I have Discord open? I do. Alright, just let me know when you send it through because I don't have sound on. I take my headphones off because it makes it a lot easier to talk. I don't know, if I have the headphones on, I like can't hear myself, and so I kind of stumble over my words a lot more. It's why I probably sound better now than I did when I used to stream, because it's just, I was always wearing headphones, blasting my background music and like the game audio and all that stuff. Prepare to lower your expectations. Wow. Sweet. Okay, so now I should be able to go in here. Not in here, in here. And instead of use secondary idle, I'm going to do change idle animation. And we're going to call that idle 2. And I will swap all of those. Should do it. That should do it. Now we shouldn't get that weird interruption bug anymore. Let's see though. I trust my code about as far as I can throw it. End turn. There he goes. He looks so sad. I have an idea, but I don't know if it's a good idea. I'm not 100%. What if the Spuddies could, like, Pikmin style, like, as one of their moves, they could, like, Pikmin style pick up another potato and then they would have a friend. Is that too much? Because I kind of have to make something similar to that for the boss. But I'm not really 100% sure if it's a great idea right now. Because, like, the only thing Chip here will ever do is attack me for 2 damage. Stop adding new stuff to the potatoes. They're so complicated. That's true. I really do got to stop adding stuff to them. But they're such, like, an interesting array of stuff they could do, you know? Like, I want them to be the best they can be, man, you know? That's all it is. I want them to have the best life they can have. Look at Chip and Mash by themselves, all sad. Oh, ooh, that was odd. So I hit him and he became happy. I have a masochist bug? What the heck? Oh no. That needs to be fixed. Does it happen with Mash too? Because that's gonna look really funny. He looks so happy. Oh no. This is so bad. Petition to leave it in the game. Dude, that is probably the funniest bug that I've ever had come up in the game. What the heck? Does it happen with, like, any sort of... No, just damaging attacks. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Oh, I can't. I think I need to fix that, like, ASAP. Oh, boy. I know why it's happening, because I always know why it's happening. There is no animation with the name Hurt. Oh, isn't that odd? Why is it telling me that? Because there definitely is. I'll have to go through and figure out what's going on. Oh, you know what it is? It's trying to play the Hurt animation when the secondary animator is disabled. Yeah, that's busted. Alright, so that's got to get fixed. So at the end of the Hurt animation, I actually just have to get rid of these 2 keyframes, and that should fix everything. I think. That or it'll just break. Okay, I know I did something funky here, but I can't remember what it was. It was try, play, secondary animation, I think. Yeah. So when this goes to hurt, it should also hurt the secondary one. So hurt, and then this will play hurt. One of the Godot YouTubers that I watch was talking about wanting to make it so the arguments right here in the animation, you guys can't see it. I don't know why I'm pointing to something you can't see. They wanted to make it so the arguments in the inspector over here, when you're editing function calls, actually have the name of the argument there, or name of the parameter, I guess. He wants to add that to the Godot engine. I think that would be fantastic. I really, really hope he makes that contribution. Alright, so this should default hurt. Yeah, so this is our problem here. I've got to change this to a call method track. I am aware that it's very difficult to see what's going on right now. Please hold. I'm gonna try to find a way to make these shorts format streams a little bit easier to see, like the inspector panel and stuff, because it's, you know, you guys can see this and it's kind of off to the side over here. All right, so this will attempt to play that remotely, and I'll do another to play default again. And that should do it, I think. Oh, see, I put a hurt 2 to deal with that last time. That's not a good way to do it. Let's see if I get the same number of errors, or if it's better now. So I'll end my turn here. Chip will do his animation. I don't know why he's doing 4 damage. It's supposed to be 2. Alright, so I attack Chip. Oh no, he just stays sad now. So I went from like... I went from a masochist situation to them just staying hurt permanently. Oh no. There is a way to handle it. I wish I didn't have to do this in such a janky way, but so much of this is not intended, you know, behavior for the way that animations work. So what I can do is I can insert another function call here. And what can I do to make this work? I call it idle, it's not gonna function. I've gotta be able to call it something else. Shoot, this really is a bad way to handle this. I've kind of coded myself into a corner here, in a way. So they have secondary animator. You know, this isn't even to mention that we might have some weirdness with the other enemies now that this is on the main enemy script. It might have been smarter, in retrospect, if I had gone through and made an inherited script of the enemy animator just for the Spuddies because they're so complex. Like, you know, at the end of the day, the smart thing for me to have done is to make the solo Spuddies their own enemy. But for whatever reason, I was like, no. I was like, no, no, no. What needs to happen is they need to be able to go back and forth between 1 and 2 at will anytime I want. And so I kind of coded myself into this corner instead. And now I'm paying for it. So that's neat. Okay. Well, yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah, that should do it. That should definitely do it. So now, what I can do, switch sprite animation. Where is the... Did you see the onion? I opened Discord a moment ago and it wasn't there. I see meme for later. Oh, is it on the main Discord? Oh, see, I thought you would DM it to me. Let's see. Thing about adding some noise to the onion skin, I don't know. What do you think? It's definitely a more convincing onion. The only thing I'm concerned about with the skin peeling is his face going to peel off with it? Because that's kind of messed up. Like, there's only so much you can do to the onion before he kind of becomes a horror character. But, overall, I like the design. I think you kept it pretty true to the original. Not super married to the arms and legs yet, but I think I'll adjust to it because they kind of fit with the Spuddies look. Just the two sections on the right and left. Oh, okay, so like kind of to match with his, let's see. to match with his hurt animation where he's kind of peeling himself. That'd be cool. Alrighty, let's get back to the script here. Just want to make sure I get this done. Okay, so this is gonna be a little funky. It's gonna be a little funky. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do this return to idle thing that I just programmed. See if that will clear our errors that we were having. Let's see. Okay, so he spawns in, he works. You can see him. Chip there. Let's see if all of his animations behave. So if I hit him, he gets hurt and he returns to his idle. Man, he survived with 1 HP. That would have ruined the test. What test? The world test. Alright, so he does his attack. Alright, so that's working. Cat's hitting something around the room. It's like he found a bead. Alright, so if I defeat him... Okay, that animation played fine. Except no it didn't. They're stuck in this position now. That's... odd. That's what game dev is, right? If you do game dev for any amount of time, you're gonna notice very quickly how often something happens and you just go, that's odd, but in your mind, you know exactly why it happened and where you messed up, but you kind of just have to accept the fact that right now it's odd, you know, so you'll say that kind of thing to yourself all the time. You know, I probably say it 100 times a day. Yeah, look at them. They're just stuck in that animation now. So weird. Like I said, I know exactly why. Has to do with these bugs here. Return to idle. There is no animation with the name idle. Yeah. Hi. Get down from there. If you guys just saw my green screen mess up for a bit, it's because our youngest cat, Chimmy, got up in front of one of the lights, and that light is the only reason that this green screen works. Like if I move my hand really fast, you can see the green screen. And he just got up right in front of the light so he could be like a bat signal on the ceiling. So this should be default. That's the problem. That's why that was happening. I'll give you guys the full screen briefly. Alright, so if I hit the Super Spuddies here. Oh, one of them changed back. What happened now? On state begin, animation mixer, hurt 2 value track. It blends string types. This is an experimental algorithm. What? What are you talking about? Alright. Going back to our animator script here. Try play secondary animation. Okay, now that works. Return to idle. Okay. Oh! Oh! Oh, I see what happened. It's because I'm calling that on the same animator twice. Animator? I hardly know her. Alright, so... try it now. Now they should react normal to being smacked in the face. Okay, so they did their hurt animation and they returned to normal. Cool. Now I just need to make sure that all the other enemies work. So I gotta take these guys out. Stop it. Now I have 2 cats in here and one of them's biting the green screen. Clancy, get out of here. Wow. We really got a solid team here. Podunk Games is well staffed. We have Bart, who talks during the stream. We have Chimmy, who attacks the lights, and we have Clancy, who bites the green screen. All right, so that hurt animation works. That hurt animation works. I think everything's working again. I think we're solid. The onion healed himself. Think everything's working. Yeah, Clarence is normally the good kitty, but he also just, you know, likes to bite things. It's who he is. It's who he was born to be. Alright, so that's finally working, I think. Look at them. They look so sad. Chip and Mash here. Poor dudes. The dude just loves microplastics. For real. Alright, I'm going to make an audible here. I'm going to make a quick... Oh no! Oh no! Well, I guess I'm not going to do that. I was going to make a quick scene where I could have this shifted over so you guys can see the right-hand side of the screen, but clearly it doesn't want to do it while I'm streaming, so I'm just going to not. Alright. So, I think with all of that, we are no longer having random bugs play at the moment, so we should be okay. I might work on the boss system then, in that case. But I don't know. Do I want to reveal the boss? I mean, I kind of did. Like, one of the shorts, I show the boss with some text overlaid, but it's pretty, like, visible, you know? I think I made that part of the scene like 50% opacity or something, but you can see it for sure. I did not do a very good job keeping it under wraps. So, you know, we could do that. Oh, you know what I do need to do? I need to do some drawing. I need to make a new Spuddy thing. Waiting for my wife to yell at me in the chat. I need to make one more Spuddy thing. Just one more Spuddy thing, man. I have way more movement to that direction than I thought I did. I didn't realize my camera goes all the way to here. But yeah, no, I need to make one more Spuddy thing for the boss battle. It's not for the Spuddy enemy itself, it's for the boss battle. So it is acceptable. So why don't we work on that? I mean, it's gonna be a pretty simple sprite, I would say. I just need to know what the thing I'm drawing looks like. I somehow just crashed Google. What? Dude. I just wanted to go to the images tab to look at something, and it just sat there trying to load its stupid AI crap, and so it just nothing was responsive. Man, there's no way to draw these without them looking terrible. Yeah. So what I'm gonna try to draw are potato eyes. And I have a possible idea that I don't know if is really terrible. So we'll come to that as we get there, I guess. Anyway, potato eyes are kind of shaped like this. Kind of like they're like almost like flowers. So my what are you doing? The cat is behind the green screen, rubbing up against the fabric of it. Give me a heart attack here. So my idea that is really terrible is what if, because they're gonna become Spuddies, if it's just like I don't know if it's really stupid or really funny. The eyes have eyes. Imagine they have like a blink animation. Oh man. I tapped the green screen and the cats are going running. Alright. We might have too many cats. Alrighty. I need to look up sweet potato eyes, because like that's what I actually need here. So they're actually like reddish. They're not, sweet potato eyes look really different than regular potato eyes. They almost look like beetroots. Kinda, sorta. Alright, so this whole idea has to get restarted. Let me pick the right color here, because they're kind of like this-ish. Be a little more pink. So they're kind of like pink fading to white. I think I should probably use the new preferred brush from the art Bible here. Or from the style guide, rather. That's kind of what they look like. Then they fade to white at the bottom. I've got to do it in a way where, like, it doesn't look weird. But, like, they do just look odd. How we can do it is they need to kind of come up like this. I'm like trying to picture how it's gonna look on the actual boss. They're almost like a rosebud. Kind of this sort of thing. Though this kind of looks like a crab. So then I will grab a saturated pink to do the inside. You see what I mean? Where if I like draw this wrong, it's gonna look really weird. I hope you guys like kind of catch my drift on that. So I can keep things appropriate. Wow, pick up your pen. All right. So, what I will do is I will select everything here. And I'm gonna make a gradient from that to that, I think, is probably how I'm going to want to do it. Nope. Where is the other color? There we go. Yeah, I want it kind of like that. No. Some other... Oh, I see what I did wrong here. I'm like, why does it look so strange? It's because I didn't make it on a new layer. Okay, we will try a few of these different... Alright, so that's more or less what the sweet potato eyes look like. So as like a bit of a teaser for what these are going to be for, the sweet potato boss is going to be able to spawn sweet potato spuddies. The super sweeties, if you will. And it needs to be able to like bud. Kinda, sorta. So I've got to make a few of these. So why don't we save this as and I'll even export it. I'll just stick with the 1 for now. And then if I want to make variants of it, I'll come back and do that. That's probably the smartest way to handle this. Does the cheese work as a relic as well for anything beneficial to the player, or does it stay in the inventory until given to the mouse? So, that I was just thinking about last night. There are 2 directions we can take with it. One, when you get the cheese item, it stays in your inventory until you next meet the mouse during that run, and then you become permanent friends, right? And then the cheese will never appear again. Like, it'll be wiped. It'll never show up because the mouse is permanently your friend on that save file. That's one way we could handle it. 2, we could make it so that once you've given it to the mouse, the effect is permanently different every time you find it after that. And it'll do something else beneficial, like give you an extra health point or something. And 3, every time you get it, you can give it to the mouse again for an extra benefit. So, once you've befriended the mouse, you know, he'll give you a full heal every time you meet him, but maybe if you bring additional cheese, he'll also give you, like, a discount on items. We could do that. You know, it's one of those 3 directions we have to pick. I think number 3 is probably the way to go because it makes it feel more rewarding. But I think people will get really sick of getting the friendship items late in the game when they don't have any chance of encountering that character again. Could upgrade the store, or offer a full heal to the player from the mouse, or eaten by the player for a one-time smaller health benefit. The only issue with making it optional to eat it is then I'm going to have some way for you to interact directly with the relics to make a choice about them. Because right now, you pick up a relic, and its ability just happens every time it's applicable. You can't, there's none of them that you can manually trigger, you know? There's no active relics, if you will. They're all passive. I'm not against the idea of having active items at some point, but it would require a whole new system. Alright. So for the boss battle, we need to make it so it can spawn the Spuddies in. You didn't shy away from building a whole new system for the Spuddies. Yeah, so the reason why I was okay with that for the Spuddies, and bear with me here. There's a bear with me. There's a bear right there. Somebody help. No. The reason I didn't shy away from that is because as far as the that mechanic goes, we can use it for other enemies. Like, not to give too many spoilers here, but I'm gonna give a spoiler. So, you know, block your ears if you really want to have a surprise in upcoming shorts. But for the Lycanthroc enemy, we could make it so, you know how you have a baby version, you have like medium and a large version? We could make it so it kind of grows up through the fight if you don't take it out fast enough. And that would use the exact same system that the Spuddies now have for changing variants, right? And changing what attacks it can do and what animations and everything. Because right now, the Spuddies are the only reason why you can have an enemy that can go towards, you know, can change version to another one. So you have, like, you know, Waffle and Fry and all of them. You got, here, I can show them all on stream since I keep talking about them. That's Waffle. You got Mash. You got Fry. And you got Chip. Chip has the saddest lonely animation. Fry's is kind of... He's still kind of bopping. He's having a good time. He's out here, you know, living his life. Mash is like, he looks like he has to pee a little bit. Which is fine, I have to pee. And Waffle still kind of got a sassy lean. They're only happy when they're together. Spiritually, I'm Chip. I think Mash is the one that I identify with the most. The pain chart at the doctor's, but it's the Spuddies. Imagine like you go in with like a broken ankle or something, and the doctor's like, point to which Spuddy you identify with, and you point to this one, and they're like, your ankle's broken. And you're like, no, this is how I did it. I was jumping. He's such a happy guy. Look at him go. This is me. I'm Mash. I'm Mash. And we got Fry. We got Chip. That's how you messed up your knee. That's true. You know, I still get pains from that. I was like 14 or something when that happened, and I still get pains from it, like on the regular. You know what it is? It's when I'm going up that ramp at work. That's when I can feel it. It comes back. Alrighty, so we need a way for these guys to spawn. And I'm thinking, which was my first mistake, I'm thinking that I need to make it so the boss spawns in the last logical position. So when enemies spawn in the game, they have a logical position 0, 1, 2, or 3. And the distance that that enemy is from the player is a constant number times that position, right? So the 0th enemy has an offset of 0 because anything times 0 is 0. And then enemy 1, it's like 128 times their position. Bosses, however, have a set number of where they're going to spawn, because I don't want bosses to kind of be cut off the side of the screen like my hand here. I want them to always be exactly where you expect them to be. So bosses are guaranteed to spawn at a certain position. So they can be in any of the logical positions and still render in the same spot. So why is this important? The whole reason that I bring this up is because right now the boss spawns by itself. And so it's in logical position 0. And what that means is every time he spawns in one of the spuddies, it's going to spawn in after the boss. So you'll have the boss and then you'll have the spuddies somewhere behind him, which doesn't really work. So I need to make it so that there's empty, empty, empty boss, right? You guys have to excuse me for a minute. My mouse just died. I gotta plug it in. I reach for my mouse cord and push it off the back of the desk. Is this cord not plugged into anything? This is an interesting situation. So I see this micro USB. Here, let me show you guys up close. Whoa! So I've got this micro USB, and everything on my desk uses micro USB for some reason. And I grab this remote that has a micro USB on the other side and plug it into my mouse, which, believe it or not, doesn't do anything. So that's helpful. Where is my... Oh, the micro USB is plugged into the headphones. That's why. I don't dare unplug the headphones and mess up my sound settings on a stream. So I guess I'm just going to let my mouse stay died. I don't know why I said died, but it's just blinking. It's got low battery. It's a whole tree full of bats in this thing. All right, so we have to test something. We have to test something first. Nerd emoji. We have to test something, and then we can get the boss going. Because I just realized something kind of important. There is currently no way to... There's no way to guarantee that you can change between the two types of spuddy. I have to figure out how to do that. I have an idea, nerd emoji. We're gonna cheat. We are gonna cheat. Grab my keyboard. As I was drawing, my keyboard was out of frame. Alright. We are gonna cheat. Go to input. Let's see, I'm gonna add a input map here. Do. Cheat button. Oh, you know what? I don't even have to do that. I have a whole cheat menu, dude. Open up the best card game in Neopets. Yeah, that's what I mean. 100%. All right, I've got a whole cheat menu. Why don't I just use that? Informational info UI. Pop open that scene. Go to our cheats menu. Oh, not that. Hide that. Show cheats menu. Neopets made stealing legal. Amazing. So, it's the back button. That's the audit button. I'm gonna duplicate the audit button. I'm gonna add, I'm gonna make it say, change enemy variant. Oh, Lord. This one button is gonna have a different font size. Fight me. In the Battle Dome. All right. So change enemy variant. Where did it go? Here it is. Button. I can spell. All right, we'll go to our script, which is here. And I'm just going to add a new... Oh, not that script. This script. We'll add a new section here. This is going to be enemy buttons. Don't worry, you'll never have access to the cheat menu. Can't have my wife cheating. Oh, that was a bad joke. I'm sorry. All right. So audit button. We're gonna do cheat enemy. Nope. Pressed.connect, and we're gonna to random enemy variant, which is not a script that exists right now, or a function that exists right now. So we'll come down and we'll do func. And what we'll do is we will take our global battle state and we will take get enemy references, and that returns an array of our enemies. An array of our enemies. And what we'll do is we'll go... Oh, well, I have to actually put this somewhere. No, I don't have to. I could just, oh, no. I could just do this for enemy in... And I will make this explicit. That should do it. Enemy dot set variant. Oh no. That should do it. So every time I press that, it's just going to set the variant of the enemy again. And with the way that I have things set up, that should work. Question mark. It should also break everything. Maybe. Which is a really good range of things it might do. It could break everything or it could work. So why don't we give it a go. We'll hit play. Make it full screen for you guys. You can see the whole game. Alright, so Chip and Super Spuddies here. Cheats. Change enemy variant. Now it's Chip and... Oh, so their names don't change, but everything else changes. Let's see what happens when... Okay, so they do still do their regular attack. I got the same layout of Spuddy types, so they're obviously going to do the same attack. So the names don't change. That needs to be dealt with. There is a chance that this one is going to do... Okay, so he does the correct attack. So, if that's the case... Everything is working except for their names not changing in the UI. So, how are we going to go about changing their names? Because the fighter UI, I don't think holds a ref... It does. No, it does hold a reference. By the way, I got a surprise for you. I'm scared. What I could do, let me... Go to the fighter UI script. What kind of surprise are we talking about? What did you do to me? You know what? I'm gonna set the name. Oh wait, no, because fighter name is passed in. Shoot. I'm getting you Chipotle tomorrow. What? Why? And how? And when? And where? Like, where are we going that there's Chipotle? Giggity, let's go. That's how I feel, but I'm also like, huh? Alright, so... Oh, I know what I can do. So we'll do func change name. And before you guys say anything, I know I'm making another change to the whole game just for the Spuddies, but I'll have you know, this is for something that they already do. I'm not, you know, I'm not doing this for nothing. I think it would be really funny if I made it so the Spuddies could, like, grow a partner, but man, I can't. I gotta be good. I gotta be good. I gotta be good. so what will happen here is, oops. This should be called this. If passed in ID is not equal fighter ID, return. Otherwise, this. Now, I should be able to take the Spuddy script, go over to that, Spuddies, if it's worth it, you gotta work it. Flip down, flip it, and reverse it. All very true. Alright, so battle signal bus dot update fighter UI dot emit, and that takes in fighter ID HP oh, this isn't the one I want. I actually don't have a way of doing this one. Oh. Oh, no, I... Yeah, I don't. Fighter UI, fighter rarity, fighter rarity? Signal, update, fighter. Name. Fighter ID. It's a string name. And new name, which is a string name. And that'll do. And then we go to our fighter UI. You're going to battle signal bus dot update fighter name dot connect to change name. So that works, and now we just have to emit the signal. So we'll go back to our Spuddy script, and we are going to do update fighter name dot emit, and it's going to take, I believe the way I do fighter IDs is by setting the or getting the string name of the stat. You know what I can do? Get fighter ID. I've thought of everything. I'm literally so smart, dude. I've thought of everything. All right. That is not how you format a variable in Godot. What am I doing? Am I drunk? Insert dog saying it's fine in burning building. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope things get better, good buddy. Variant name equals fighter name. We will just... Oh. Oh, I'm so stupid. This is a variable that's part of this script, so I don't need this at all. Who am I? What am I, new? All right, that should do it. Now their names should update as it goes. So why don't we give it a test? Give it a go. So we have Chip and Super Spuddies here. Randomize. Now we have Best Spuddies and Chip. Randomize. Now we have Chip and Best Spuddies. Randomize. Now we have Fry and Best Sweeties, which I don't know what happened. Apparently, apparently Mash has vanished. Dude, I'm just like losing Spuddies left and right. What happens if I hit... Yeah, Mash is just gone. Mash is gone. If I end my turn, I don't even know what this animation's gonna look like. Is he gonna hug nobody? Oh, it's even worse. This is so bad. Alright, I gotta see this again. I really want to see him hug nobody. Nope, he's just gonna do the attack all by himself. All by his lonesome. Oh, man. So bad, dude. The mole is sleeping. Is he never gonna hug the air? So the reason this is happening is because I have that set secondary animator, but I'm never setting it back. And that is actually applicable, so I should do it. Yeah, there you go. He hugged nobody. Oh, man. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's this part. So I gotta take this and I gotta set it right here. Back to default. Switch sprite animation, change idle animation. Used to put, I think I also have to change this. Yeah, so I'll do both. So this should just be idle. So that way it won't delete the other Spuddy. Alright. Give it a go. Come on, Spuddies. Come on, Spuddies. Alright. So, Chip and Super Spuddies. Open cheats, change enemy variant, Best Sweeties, and Super Sweeties. He did not spawn. And he did not... and he's stuck in this animation for some reason. So right now, Waffle should be here, but he's just not. Like, he's just gone. I think I have to... Oh man, this is so janky, dude. This is so janky. Alright, so if I set this to anything but null... Wait, no, if I set this to anything but null, it's gotta make the secondary animator visible. That's the problem. Secondary animator is never turning visible. And I know you guys can't see the code because of the way I have it formatted right now, but I'm just trying to do a quick fix on this. Like all of my code, it's full of band-aids. Alright, Mash and Super Spuddies. That looks like it works. Chip and Mash. Fry and Mash. Game really likes Mash right now. Yeah, Mash is here as well. Yeah, it really likes Smash. Fry and... I have not hit one randomization that didn't include MASH. Yeah, he's still there. I actually got both regular pairings. So this is what the game would look like if I was like a sane person and didn't make it so they can change variants like this. They would just have a Super Sweeties and a Best Spuddies, and that's it. But because I'm an insane person, you have the ability for them to be mixed and matched and all that. Double waffle all the way across the sky. So yeah, because I'm an insane person, that's what this looks like. Will they do their regular attacks correctly? Yeah. Alright, I think everything variant-wise is working. Which is cool. Because now, I should be able to add the boss. So what the boss is going to do, right? You're going to have the boss right here. And those eyes that we were drawing are going to form on him in one turn. And then the next turn, if he already has the eye grown, it will spawn the sweet potato. And it'll spawn one or the other. And once he's put one in every position, then he'll start doubling up on them. So you kind of have to, you know, be careful. I think I might make it so you can break the eyes before they spawn the Spuddies, but the problem is every time you do a attack that hits everything on the field, it will hit the eyes and break them immediately. And so like those attacks would be a hard counter to the boss like immediately. And I don't know if I want that. So I might make it so killing the boss is the only way to stop more Spuddies from being spawned in. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I think that's the only way we can do it. Hello, Mr. Bart. Bart says it's bedtime. I gotta tell you guys a little story. I'm a big storyteller on these streams, I've noticed. So, so earlier, I wanted to get this camera working. The camera that you're this camera. I wanted to get this working, and it's like a proper DSLR. It's plugged in with a micro HDMI, which I only have one of those cables, so it's a miracle that I found it because I haven't used it in literally years. But it goes from that into a Blackmagic quad capture card in my computer, right? Now, I had switched to Arch Linux a while ago, by the way, and apparently the Blackmagic capture cards don't really like to work with that. Hey, Lunatic Latte, welcome to the stream. It is pretty nice. So apparently it doesn't like to work with Linux. And so I spent, and I am not even joking here, I'm not exaggerating at all. I spent 6 hours, 6 consecutive hours getting just this camera to work because there was so much wrong with my setup. So first of all, the capture card software doesn't work at all with the Zen kernel that I was using. So I had to switch to the LTS. It's a whole thing. And then I had to switch all the headers and all that. But then, as soon as I got the camera working, as soon as I was able to see myself on screen, and I was making funny faces at myself, because everyone does when they plug in a camera. Hi, Bart. You want to jump up? Come on, bud. Big yawn. I want Bart to get on stream. Anyway, once I got the camera working, screen capture no longer worked, so I wasn't able to do this part. And essentially what that means is I gained one feature and lost a more important feature. And it's not like it just didn't work. As soon as I would try to do it, it would crash the streaming software instantly. Like, the moment I tried. And so, what was so terrible about it is even if I put it on verbose... Come on, bud. Oh, Mr. Bart. You can see his tail. As soon as I put it on verbose, it didn't really work out because the error wouldn't be generated in time. It would crash too fast, and so I couldn't even see what was wrong. Yeah, so it was a whole thing, you know. And like, you know what the worst part was? This is genuinely the worst part of the whole thing, right? Because I'm working on this for 6 hours, troubleshooting an error that I can't find. I went through like 100 different forum posts and all that, but the worst thing that happened through all of it is when I'm angry, I was like really upset. I went and I grabbed some ice cream and I'm just eating it, and then I bit the inside of my cheek so hard that like I had to like stand up and walk around because I didn't want to like punch my monitor. I was so upset, dude. Like, you know that, you know, when it rains it pours, something bad's happening, you always have something else bad. It's like you stub your toe after a bad day of work. It was one of those types of things. And then you like take it out on the coffee table. You're like, why would you do this to me? Oh man, I was so upset. I'm good now. It was just a long day. I agree, Bart does need to get more on camera. By the way, welcome to the stream. I didn't say it before. What was I doing before this random story time? I need to get the boss working. So, how are we going to do this? So, the boss needs to have an internal state that it can reference from its attacks. That's going to be the tough part. Or, actually, no, the attack itself can have an internal state. I think that'll work better. So, let's see. Oh, you know what I should do? You know what's gonna be such a good idea, like, to keep myself from going insane down the line? I should probably make a new script just for the, for the bosses. Come here, bud. Instead of using the regular animator. I'm gonna put this blanket on my lap so Bart can jump up and have a good time. You guys can see him more. He loves this blanket. Come here, bud. Hey. You want us to come stop me from making any progress? He doesn't wanna. I think he's just upset that I'm still awake. That's alright, Mr. Bart. Next time. He's like, plug in the heated blanket, let it preheat, and then I'll and then you can have me on your lap. Alright. But yeah, I think if I make a separate script for the bosses so that they can have like their own unique effects, then I won't be stuck adding a bunch of unique crap like this secondary animator thing I did for the Spuddies. Because like this secondary thing, I would have made it in its own script, but the problem is that I don't know if I'm going to have other enemies that are like little families. And so cats really be like, give me attention, then deny all attempts of receiving it. For real, dude. For real. Come here, Bart. Come on. Come on. Jump up. Come on. He's sitting right next to me, and he's just like slowly falling asleep sitting up. Come here. He's very much not in. Oh, you know what it is? I think he doesn't like the light that's right behind me. You wanna jump? He doesn't like the light I have for the green screen. Yeah, poor dude. Too bright. My cat only lets me pet him if I'm in bed trying to sleep. Aww. Bart weirdly doesn't spend a ton of time in bed like next to us. Clancy's always at the foot of the bed. Bart likes to guard the hallway while we sleep to make sure that nobody's gonna attack us. He's a good cat like that. Even though Bart would do nothing to an intruder. Alright, so I want to make an inherited script from enemy animator. So we'll do that. Why do I have 37 errors? What happened? Oh, Lord. Alright, I'm going to deal with that later. I just noticed those there. I'm going to deal with that later. Oh, Lord. Okay. For now, why don't we make enemy animator. We'll make a new script. And we're gonna inherit from enemy animator. Okay. I'll do a class name, why not? There's your spoiler of the day. Alright, so what we're gonna want is a variable for whether or not the potato has eyes on it. Here. Why do you come over here and meow at me, but you don't want to jump up? Hey, have a good night. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate it. By the way, I should say, guys, if you go into the description of any of my videos or streams, I do have a Discord as well. So if you want to keep up with the updates in the community and stuff, get notified for the streams, it's all in there. I know the description's kind of a weird thing in shorts, but it does exist somewhere in the ether. Alright, so I will make a variable called has eyes, be a bool. It's going to start as false. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a function that just says add eyes. And all it's going to do is make has eyes equal true for now. And all it's going to do here is remove them. So we can handle the actual way that it affects the animator in a moment, but for now we just have the basic logic that we need for the eyes on the boss. So what I'm gonna do I'm gonna open the scene and I'm gonna replace this enemy animator script with the new script we just made. Did that do it? Yep. And we're gonna see if that broke anything. I don't think it should because it's the same script underneath, right? Should be okay. We should be okay. Okay, so now you guys are going to see the boss because I have to put it on screen for doing what I'm going to do. Spoiler alert! And so the eye that I drew, we will, I guess, un moment. I need to go to my art folder. Enemies. Let's see. Sweet potato. Gotta add the eye. Okay, good. Fellow Krita user? Yes, indeed. Everything is all Linuxified on my computer. Because, actually, all of the computers in this house are Linux now. When Windows 11 became the only option, I kind of jumped ship, you know? I had used Linux a bit here and there before, but I, you know, made the full jump. Okay, so let's see. We have the, oh yeah, you're using a Mac for Clip Studio. That's true. None of them are Windows, is what I was really trying to say. And so I use Krita for art. I use Godot for game dev. I use that's really most of what I do. Whoa, I can spell. It does appear that way, yes. All right, let's just add a regular sprite for now as the eye. That's not quite the eyes that I meant, believe it or not. Where did I put it? Didn't I just import it like a second ago? That's so funny. I can't believe that was the one that came up. Did it fail to import? Not so sweet potato eye. Yeah, no, it's there. NSSP. Why did it fail to import? Where is it? Too many assets when there's multiple potato eyes. Yeah, for real. I'm like so confused right now. Why is it not importing? Mole game, art, enemies, sweet potato. And it's right there. Let me reload my project. I think something broke. I think I might have broke something. Let's see. Search I. There it is. Now it loads. That was so odd. Oh no. We're gonna call this spawn eye, and I guess I will put it like here-ish. All right, so I think right away I should make the outline of this start as the same color as the potato. Let's see. I'm gonna do a few things here. So first I'm gonna soften up the harder than I wanted it to be there. Just open any of the sweet potatoes, they all have the same color. Believe it or not, and I don't blame you if you don't believe me, the boss design was finished before the Super Sweeties were even thought about. Before they were even a glimmer in their daddy's eye. That actually is probably easier to believe than I'm making it out to be. But, I don't know, maybe, I think maybe people won't realize that that's the way that that went. Alright, so. The color's more purple for the eyes. Yeah. I think you might be right. See if I can get the right purple here. Oh, you know what it is? I'm totally doing this on the wrong. It should be more purple, but not totally purple. Let me see if that looks better. It's not really the color I'm thinking, though. It's gotta be like a little more magenta. I think that's a good balance. From like the pictures I was looking at online, I think that's a good balance. So I'm gonna go like that. Go ahead and export not advanced. Overwrite it. Move her on over. Overwrite it. And then I'm going to move it to like there. I think that might be good. So now I just got to make sure that it moves correctly with the animations. So let's see. You guys get to see some of the animations here. Yeah, it stays in place like you'd expect. And then the regular scream. I think the regular scream is actually the same right now. The hurt and death animation. I've sent you 3 examples for the color of sweet potato eyes. Alright, you're twisting my arm. Yeah, those are a bit deeper purple. Those are a bit deep purple. Drinking coffee at 9:30 at night, I'm just realizing, is a really dumb idea. All right, go back to Krita. critter? I hardly know her. All right, we'll do this. I'm gonna pull it up on my other monitor. I'm not gonna be able to see chat for a moment, guys. Hold on. Mods are asleep. Post crab rave. All right, so it needs to be like a real saturated magenta purple. It's like that. Okay, the outline color needs adjustment, but the rest, that actually looks better for the rest of it. Right there. That's not terrible. I'm so glad I looked back at the chat and it is actually Crab Rave. I'm so proud of this community. Alright, I'll drop that in there. Copy, overwrite, yep. Because why would I keep backups? What am I, some kind of crazy person? Whoa! Whoa! Where's the body? Oh no. I never have the body modulate back. What? What a weird thing to happen. Okay. Now he's back. That was so strange. I genuinely don't know what the problem there was. Compared to actual potatoes, they have a hint of green. Yeah, true. Should I just make one spawn possible? Or should I make it so he can spawn in multiple sweet potatoes at a time? Because, to be honest, adding one Spuddy might not be that challenging, but he's also the first boss, so he doesn't need to be that challenging, right? Also, should it be a nose? It's funny. I actually don't know if I hate that. Might make it like there. I want it to be central enough that you know something is happening. The nose would be really funny. That's true. It would be pretty funny. I do a lot for the lulz. By the way, can I just like pat myself on the back for a moment for the fact that Waffle, the one of the sweet potatoes, where is that scene? Hold on. Spuddies. That's an actual sweet potato flower. Like I drew a sweet potato flower so that it would look, you know, appropriate with Waffle. So I'm proud of that. I think this looks like Google right now, like close my stream, don't come back. No, Google sweet potato flower, and that's what they look like. I thought it would be really cute if you had one, and that's kind of the color that the eyes need to be. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have just grabbed the color from there. So, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm so smart, and then I realize I'm very dumb. Alright, I really should have just done that, huh? here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna select. Do I have? Of course, it's the other sweet potato that I have open right now. Open waffle. And I'll grab this shade. And we will do our gradient as something like what is happening right now? Why is it drawing nothing? Oh, because I'm on the wrong brush. I was I was really concerned for a moment there. Okay. So this should also be this color. Filter, adjust. This can go like that. I don't know if that's too dark, but I think it looks more like a sweet potato root now. Hi Bart, you're back? Bless you. Sneezy boy. You alright, bud? It's probably a good time to mention Bart has asthma, and sounds like he might be having. Come here, bud. Alright, he's all good. As long as he's able to cough it out, he'll be okay. All right, let's see. I've got to put it somewhere where it'll stand out. That'll probably be fine. That'll probably be fine. So, what we will do is we're going to add a new animation called Grow Eye. I think I'm just gonna animate position, rotation, and scale on the main sprite first. And then grab the position, rotation, and scale for the eyes. And position, rotation, and scale for okay, so it's going to start as invisible. And it will turn visible pretty much as soon as it is possible to do so. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have it do kind of like a 1.5 second rotation back. So we'll do this, and his eyes will squint. Like so. Same thing here in this direction. So I think what I'll do is I'll make it become visible here. And it's going to start at basically 0 scale as well. And so as it becomes visible, it'll have so I'll also start the position plus 32 plus 16. Nice 32. And I will set him back to 0 at the end of the animation. That should do what I need it to do. I can delete this keyframe, it's unused. Reset should have the eye as off by default. Okay. That should do it. Another thing I'm gonna do, I think, is set the sweet potato's idle timer to 0 so that he's constantly moving like this, because he's the only one who kind of should. So yeah, the grow eye animation makes it come in. Then I think the attack animation for making the eye pop and spawn an enemy should shoot a projectile down in front of him. So, how are we gonna do that? What we'll do, I believe the base animator script has fire projectile. Oh no. Oh, I'm big silly. This should be in the like base. This should be in the regular animator. Animator, I hardly know her. Should be right there. Yeah, so that's gonna error, but it's just this. Now, I'm hoping that that's not gonna break the fire. Okay, no, it didn't break it. We're good. We're good. I didn't destroy it. Cool, cool. So, in that case, we will take our not so sweet potato here, and he is going to override the fire projectile, and instead of doing it normal, he's going to do it abnormal. Take this. And he's gonna have his own cannot resolve enemy animator. What did I do? What did I break? Cannot resolve animator. Animated sprite 2D not declared. Are you kidding me? Are you joking me? Oh, the cheese looks really good. Great work on that, actually. That looks really good. I still have to add more shading to it, but I keep on redoing it over and over, so I'll touch it up later. Yeah, I'm gonna put the current iteration on screen, and you can't stop me. Please hold. Okay. All relics display. Where is it? Okay, once again, did not update Godot. Is there like a way to just update the file browser? 'Cause that would be really nice. Something about the way that the game is set up, or that my computer is set up right now for streaming, doesn't like updating the screen here. Boop. It is so little. Oh, because these are all times 2. The cheese. I really like that sprite. I think that came out excellent. Good job. The big cheese. Alright, that being said, let's get back to this. Because there is some interesting thing I need to do here. Do I ever even use this part? Oh, I do. Okay. So what I can do is do animated sprites, 0. You know what? I'm realizing that I'm making a big mistake here. I'm making a huge mistake. I'm making a massive mistake. All right, I gotta go back in here. I'm gonna put these implementations back where I found them. Okay? All of it is gonna go back where I found it. And I'll show you why in a moment. So I was moving all of the behavior into the parent class so that all of the different enemies could call that, but what you should be doing if you're SMAT is, if you're gonna do that, just make this a blank implementation. Don't put any code in there. Like, if you're gonna have variations that do it different, like almost always, then just don't implement a base version if it's never gonna be used, or if it's only used by one. So that's what I'm gonna do. That should have resolved that. Yep, that works. Now, we'll go over to our sweet potato boss. Oops, this one. Resource. Array of type resource. And that will have... I sent a doodle of the toad. Did you? Died loser behavior. Wow. I want the toad to be kind of nice. I want the toad to be like, are you okay, buddy? I thought you croaked. You know, that's what I want. I want him to be kind of like a nice dude. A good fella. Alright, so sweet potato projectiles, I have 3 of them because I do everything over the top. Copy UID. Copy UID. Whoa! Copied the absolute path on accident. Okay. Oh, I was thinking a rude Boston accent. What? Why would a frog be from Boston? That should work. What it's gonna do is it's gonna take its current position to throw the projectile from, and then I need it to have a projectile target. And that's just gonna be a vector 2. It's gonna end up being an offset from the regular position. So we'll do like minus 512, and that should be fine. So instead of doing it like this, whoa. We're gonna do entity sprite 2D dot global position minus, or no, plus projectile target position. That should do it, I think. It'll pick a sweet potato projectile, and we'll use that to lob it outward. So I think that works. So now we go into our sweet potato, right? And when it does its animation for grow eye like this, it will have a second animation called throw eye. And I think I am going to be smart about this. I think I'm going to duplicate an existing animation to save on the amount of time this is about to take. Throw eye. So the eye is going to be on already. We'll do position, rotation, scale, and visibility. So no matter what, it has to be visible at the moment. And we'll have it no, we gotta keep this at 0. We'll have it move. Oops. It's gonna look weird for a moment. Pop off like this. And right as it does it, it's going to throw the projectile. So it will fire. That's weird. Fire projectile, fire projectile. Fire. They're spelled exactly the same. How odd. So it'll fire the projectile. So what I can do to test this and make sure that it functions is I can give the sweet potato scream effect. I can change the animation to throw eye. And then go into our enemy index. What we're gonna do is make it so none of these enemies can spawn, and only the not so sweet potato can spawn instead. Then we're gonna go to our main scene, to our enemy instantiator, and we're gonna make it so only one enemy ever spawns. Okay, now we can test it. So hopefully the boss will act normal. There he is. So if I end my turn, okay, so that kind of looked odd. So because it spawns in, it's a little bit odd, but other than that, looks okay. So why don't we test it with it on by default, just so we can see what it looks like. So we will turn this on. Parameter node is null. I don't even want to know. We'll come back to that. Go to our reset, make this visible by default, save, and we'll try it again. Let's see. End turn. It looks a little strange. I don't know that I like it. I think what I should do is draw your attention to it before it fires. So we'll move these down to here. So it'll, well, its position is gonna have to change too. That might look a little better. Sorry, I know you guys couldn't see that for a moment. So I basically made it so it grows and then fires off. That way it's more clear that something's happening. Could also rotate it a bit. Then I'll have to fire the projectile like there. I think that should do it. The other thing I need to do is make it so the potato is a little bit bigger. So right here, I need to set it to like 0.5. And hopefully those two things together will make this look a lot better. So here we go. So he's got the eye. End our turn. You see it'll grow, and it'll pop off as a potato. So it's not gonna hurt, it's gonna spawn. So that's that for now. So again, and that will turn into the Spuddy. That being said, guys, I think with that addition done, we're going to end stream here because I have been going for almost 3 hours and it's getting pretty late in my time zone. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, for coming along and watching some of this game dev. The game's making a lot of progress, and our current goal, like our big thing that we're trying to do, is we're trying to make it so that by Earth Day, so April 20th, I think is Earth Day this year, we're going to have an alpha of the game that's out. And it's, well, out isn't really the right word. Basically, the game's going to be in alpha, because right now the game is in pre-alpha. You can see up, you can kind of see there. Here, let me do this. It's been marked as pre-alpha for a long time because the, you know, basic behavior of the game hasn't been in. And so we want to have the game in kind of like a working state where all of the basic mechanics, like just the core concepts of the game, are ready to go so that everything can be tested and played by Earth Day. And then I'm going to try to make like a trailer and stuff like that so the game looks cool. So that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I'm going to see you all next time. So long. Farewell. I was going to draw ending stream, but I'll just leave it. I'll see you guys next time.